Secrets are never forever. Me 56 female, husband 55 how do I deal with this? We have 2 children, 27 son and a 30 daughter. 4 grandchildren. We have been married for 32 years. I want to keep this as short as possible, but I am so scared of what is going to happen to our lives now this secret has come out. My son came and saw me a week ago. My husband was at work. We sat down and I knew something was wrong and I was concerned for him. I told him to just tell me what the problem was and we will sort through whatever it was. He said he didn't know how to start, so he will just put it all on the table and see what I have to say. I was getting very concerned at this stage, never thinking that what he would tell me could destroy our lives. My son told me that he took an ancestry DNA test because like his dad he was interested in genealogy and he wanted his kids to cow where they came from in the history. I still hadn't clicked at that stage. I thought that it came back with a medical issue that may be present and expressed my thoughts. No mom, he said, that isn't the problem. The problem is that dad has no common DNA. I started shaking and went into shock. He asked if his dad knows. I told him no, I didn't know until now. The secret I had kept for 28 years is no longer a secret. I knew that my son could have been the product of a mistake I had made early on in my marriage, but when he was born he looked so much like my husband and I that I dismissed it and convinced myself he was his. The mistake, bad choice, was when we were going through a tough time with my husband working long hours and we were struggling to get a deposit for a house. We were also trying for a second child. One of my husband's friends was in our lives as he was going through a breakup and we were trying to be supportive. My husband was at work and his friend and I was drinking and just talking about life. We got drunk and yes, we had sex. I can't even remember it, and the next morning his friend and I was mortified and vowed never to bring it up again. It was such a long time ago I cannot even really remember it. I dismissed it as a one-time mistake and have never been tempted to cheat again. Well, I fell pregnant and here we are. My husband is such a loving man and our marriage has always been strong. My son wants me to tell him, as he will find out soon enough through ancestry. How do I proceed? I am disgusted that this is going to destroy my husband, my entire family. I know I was a boss back then for what I did. I cannot erase that, but the hurt we are all going to go through I cannot fathom. My husband has not found out yet, but I have to tell him before he finds out. So when your husband finds out, it's important to remember that for him it didn't happen 30 years ago. For him it happened when he found out, and anything you say to the contrary is basically invalidating that. Any kind of credit you think you built up since then isn't real, it's in your head only. From your husband's perspective, this is something that just happened. Be respectful of that. 28 years ago or 28 minutes will make no difference to him. However he reacts he is entitled to. My husband has not found out yet, but I have to tell him before he finds out. I agree. This is going to be hard for him, not just because of what you did, but because his son is not related to him, and that's going to come as a shock. He was at work trying to get a down payment and help pay for new child expenses. You were drinking at home fucking his friend SMH. Wow. Wow. I would mentally prepare for a divorce, honestly. This isn't just a small mistake, this is a disaster. This man is going to feel emotions he's never felt before. Godspeed, I guess. I 24F stop giving my boyfriend 25M head. Am I being childish, petty? My boyfriend and I have been dating for 4 months. For the first month and a half after we started having sex, he had only made me finish once. He barely used his fingers and never went down on me. Once he finished, sex was over. I was a virgin before I met him, so I had a lot to learn, still do. But I gave him head and handjobs without him asking. I brought all this up to him in a conversation. He said he didn't know I wasn't finishing and he said nothing about not wanting to go down on me, so I figured he would try. After the conversation, he started using my toy more. I had to position it for him though, and all he had to do was press a button. He also got upset when I asked him if he could use his fingers more often and not solely rely on my toy. But he never went down on me. Since giving him head wasn't my favorite thing to do either, but I was doing it to make him happy and not receiving head wasn't a deal breaker for me, I stopped giving him head. My logic was that if he didn't like it and gets to not do it and I also don't care for it, I shouldn't have to give it either. I wasn't trying to punish or coerce him to do anything by withdrawing. I realized I was overstepping my boundaries to make him happy because he wanted head, and it was causing me to resent him when he didn't do the same for me. I also asked him almost every time we had sex what went well and what didn't, which I felt was his opportunity to say something if he wasn't satisfied. I felt that bringing it up again would be pressuring him to something he had shown me with his actions that he didn't want to do. He recently told me that he stopped taking me out on dates and getting me flowers because I wasn't giving him head anymore, and when I told him the reason why, he said that sex doesn't have to be one-to-one and that he can be selfish in bed. I just feel that I shouldn't have to be forced to do something he isn't willing to do. Update. Genuinely was not expecting this reaction. I'm realizing that I may have bigger problems with self-esteem, self-worth, people-pleasing, and fears of being alone than I thought, and will work on myself to hopefully pick a better man in the future. I will be breaking up with him as soon as I see him. Thank you all for your kindness and tough love. You opened my eyes and saved me from potentially years of mistreatment." Once he finished, sex was over. "Oh honey, I can't wait for you to find out what sex can be and is actually supposed to be like, with a better man than him." Let's start by acknowledging how ridiculous the idea that sex doesn't have to be one-to-one is. I apologize, I believe it takes two to tango. But I'm getting off topic. To be honest, it seems like you articulated your desires and offered him plenty of opportunities, more than most people would do. In the bedroom, wanting some reciprocation is not immature or insignificant. You may be selfish with your time and energy if he can be selfish in bed. He's selfish. You can do so much better. You're being neither childish nor petty, but I'm not sure why you're still with him at all. You are not being childish and petty. You are the only one having adult conversations about sex and your needs. He even knows he's being selfish in bed. This man does not seem to care at all about your sexual needs. But when his didn't get fulfilled, he got resentful and stopped being romantic. Honey, is this how you want a future to look like with him? When I reread this, it sounds harsh, but I mean this in the most sincerely sympathetic way. You deserve so much more. Someone who really cares about your needs, both your needs, not just his. Can we all break up with him on your behalf? It would be our pleasure. Winking face. Partner 44 male asking for half my 32 male savings? My partner of 7 years and I sat down this morning at my suggestion to go over all his debts to lay everything out and find out what exactly he owes, to who and at what April. He's starting a new job soon and I wanted to get everything sorted so we could make a plan, create a budget for him and get this all off his back. To start fresh, new beginnings. He has a history of very poor financial decisions, and we've been down this road before. At least once since we've been together he's paid off all his consumer debt only to dig himself back into the hole. After we broke everything down, it turns out he owes about $33,000. Which was a shock to me. I knew it was a lot but I wasn't expecting over 30. After talking about some ways he could go about planning, and discussing different debt programs, he asked if I could pay off his highest interest card, which was around $3.5K. I was really surprised he would ask me for that, and he was offended that I was so hesitant, but I was really considering it to support him and show him my love. After some time apart he comes back to me and says he's been thinking about everything and asks me if I would pay off all his debts and he would pay me back over the course of the next 2 years. A fight ensues. I feel like he's put me in a really awful situation now. He's upset. I am upset. He's throwing out comments like, "I knew you'd react this way, forget it. Aren't we partners?" I am left feeling like he thinks I don't love him enough to do this for him. I feel awful after all of this. He's asking me to give more than half my life savings to him, which I'm uncomfortable doing. His history with money scares me. So many things could happen. I feel like very guilty. Do I give him the money regardless of the history? Is there another option I am not seeing? Do I give him the money regardless of the history? Hell no. I feel like very guilty. You shouldn't. He's been on this earth 12 years longer than you, and if he wanted, he could have saved up money too. Instead, he's racked up debt and learned to manipulate people. Bro needs a parent, not a partner. You are not his mom, he's crazy for that, and that's coming from a happily married couple. Your other option you're not seeing is to leave him to it before he drags you down as well. He's a big boy. Let him sort his own shit out. And as someone who found out their fiancé owed $70K all over the show when I left him, don't be me. Do not. Astonishing that after being turned down by you for $3,500 he had the bizarro world gall to come back and press you for the full amount of his debt. Like, there's no other way to view this, in my humble opinion, than entitlement and financial, emotional manipulation. What nerve to even say that after a period of his purported reflection. Wow. Nope, nope, nope. Don't throw away your hard-earned savings. You will never get it back. Your brain was finishing development when you met this guy, who was practically old enough to be your father. That's a bit of a red flag. Sounds like he was pursuing much younger men because he didn't have his shit together. Seriously, don't do it. It's utterly outrageous for him to ask you this. And he's being so manipulative about it. You've also made it clear he's financially irresponsible. I don't think he intends to pay you back. And even if he does intend to, I'm confident it won't happen. He's well into middle age. If he doesn't have his shit together now, chances are he never will. You really should reconsider this relationship. Boyfriend, 22M, grabbed me, 21F, by the neck? Sad face. While at a festival today, I, 21F, mistakenly walked in front of a group of people who were sitting and singing on the grass. As I was passing by, a passerby was taking a photo, so my partner, 22M, grabbed me by the neck and yanked me towards him, to avoid me being in the photo. It hurt and still aches at this point. I said I wouldn't speak to him until I can no longer feel the mark on my neck. He's apologized and said he didn't mean to grab me that hard, but I have a hard time believing him when my neck still hurts a bit later. What do you guys think? I've always said I would leave a man as soon as he put his hands on me, but I am not sure if this was actually accidental or not. We've been together for 5 years and he has only ever accidentally hurt me at any point. Just a reminder, you can leave a relationship at any time for any reason. In fact, you don't even need a reason. You can end this due to your discomfort and shock. You've been together 5 years, but you have new information now. So how do you feel about it? Was it warranted? Did this event make you feel differently about past events? I'm a DV survivor. In 6 months I went from happily moving in with my ex, to having a near-death experience and hospitalized. For me, this would be too far and I wouldn't be able to shake the discomfort. You seem uncomfortable with it. Trust your gut. How many times has he accidentally hurt you? Why did he think a stranger's photo op was worth physically restraining you? It's inappropriate for him to grab you for any reason besides pulling you out of the way of oncoming traffic. Accidentally hurting your partner is like if you two knock heads by mistake while cuddling, or you don't hear them walking up behind you while washing dishes and turn around and bump into them. It is not leaving marks on your partner's neck with lasting aches because you purposefully grabbed them in public over a photo being taken. I also think your instincts are telling you this was not okay, otherwise you wouldn't be here. If it was your arm maybe, but neck? That's fucking weird. No idea what the other comments are talking about. Normal people don't grab others by the neck and yank them, especially for something like a passerby taking a photo. Maybe if you were about to go overboard on a boat, but definitely not your situation. It's not technically choking, but please be aware that choking is a huge red flag for intimate partner violence that leads to death. We've been together for 5 years and he has only ever accidentally hurt me at any point. So he's accidentally hurt you multiple times now? Opening square bracket.